What's up, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with NIO, Tesla, SPY, and the overall market. I'm going to break down what's happening with the economic calendar moving forward, talk about other factors out there, and what you should be watching for as time goes on. But just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed 15 in total, not to mention 8.1% APY on invested cash. And our friends very soon in just 9 days. Anyways, let's talk about what's happening with the markets. Looking at NIO, right now this thing's attempting to uptrend right here. We had some good news that came out involving NIO Day, and let's just hope that NIO could try to break this resistance at 4.6 to start pushing up for 4.8. There's also a possible left shoulder here ahead, and maybe like a right shoulder reversal structure as we held our support at 4.2. But the question is, if NIO gets a rejection, loses our 20 EMA at 4.5, will we come down to fill this gap first before it tries to bounce, or will it just push from here? That's going to depend on the reaction we get from NIO Day. So that's why I want to talk about this. So there was some good news that came out. NIO is launching the Firefly brand to take on the mini smart and first model to be launched until April of 2025. So I think that's very, very good news for them. The first Firefly model made its global debut and it has a pre-sale price at $20,000 USD. That's absolutely incredible. I think it's going to be very, very competitive, and it's going to help get their sales back up. The Plaid is going to be challenging many rivals such as BMW, the BMW Mini, and then Mercedes Smart. Those are going to be very, very big competitors for the Firefly brand, especially as they expand to Europe. And then on top of this, they also have their other brand known as Onvo, so it's going to be their sub brand. It's also going to be taking control of these. So, very, very great news, at least in my personal opinion, to see this new model that's coming out. This is what it looks like right over here. You guys could see as this is coming out in April. So, I think that's very, very bullish news. And then on top of this, I want to say that there's been more discounted prices, at least for the new models, as they're launching their new sub brand. And then on top of this, there are going to be some tariffs in Europe, which is going to help the local brands be more competitive because of the fact that the Chinese manufacturing processes are make their vehicles a lot more affordable. So that's some interesting news as well. Besides that, I think this is absolutely incredible. I'm seeing a lot of news about this, and I think the event was a big success thanks to that. NIO also announced that going into next year, they are hoping to essentially double their sales. So I think that this could be another catalyst to help that out. The new Firefly EV hatchback, which is going to cost $20,000 USD, is going to be very, very huge, especially when it expands to Europe. Although there may be some high tariffs, I still think it's going to be very competitive nonetheless. And I think this is very, very big. So very awesome stuff in my opinion. I think that their sales are going to continue to grow because of this. And this is some good news that could help the share price to a large extent. On top of that, we also have news that Goldman Sachs are maintaining a sell rating, but that hasn't really shifted too much quite yet. On top of this, we also have the price-price ratio, which is kind of flat. We're still waiting to see if we get some kind of bounce. Mondays are green only about 49% of the time, but Tuesdays tend to be stronger. And besides that, there's not really anything else that's too crazy that's coming out. On top of this, when it comes to the way NIO is moving, we have the ET9 Firefly. Once again, it's making a lot of headlines even on their Twitter page, so very, very good stuff in my opinion. Besides that, as far as the market goes, we had a nice green day on Friday. We're hoping that this trend continues. Going into tomorrow for data, there's not really much coming out. We just have some consumer confidence reports and then some bill auctions, so it's very minor data. And then the fear and greed index is currently at fear. We're going to be watching to see if this could become a lot more neutral if the market continues its rebound attempt. Fear is still present in momentum, but we'll see if this rebounds. And then volatility remains neutral, so give it some time. Besides that, just know that there's not anything significant for earnings, at least for the next 2 weeks, until we get to the new year, a little bit into it. So just keep that in mind. So with the new brand and new model, it's going to cost $20,000. I think this is some bullish news for the company. Technically, I'm hoping that there is some kind of double bottom here, and this leads to some kind of upside move that's symmetrical with the structure. So if we break past 4.57, then this could easily start pushing up to about 4.8 or so. If we reject here, we're going to be dipping back down to fill this gap if we end up losing 4.5. So I believe that this is looking more bullish, and we could be looking for a move to about 4.8 or above. And I think NIO is looking more bullish. I think that with the double bottom, and I think with the fact that we're showing more life on the 4-hour, we are favoring upside, and we could be looking for an attempt to get back up towards these highs, especially around 4.8. But watch tomorrow if we can break 4.6 because of the bullish news that came out from NIO Day, and then this should be running a lot more. As far as SPY goes, okay, SPY to me looks more bullish because we are Holding up, we got a big green bar, which is breaking structure. If we manage to hold above our 20 EMA, we break past 595, we're going to be looking for more upside. This does look like it wants to reverse, so it favors upside a bit more. So I'm hoping that this move continues. For ES, we are doing a decent job of trying to hold up. We'll have to see if we could hold above 6,000. If we do, we could be looking for a test of about 6,050. If not, we could be dumping even lower. But look for a nice rebound attempt, and we'll have to see how things end up going. For Bitcoin, Bitcoin is doing a good job at holding up. We had a low right here, came up, made a higher low. We have to see if we could break past the 97,000 area. If that breaks, we're looking for much higher levels. If not, we'll just have to give this some more time. But I just wanted to say that we're doing a pretty good job so far at holding up. If we break 97,435, this will be pushing a lot more. So give this more time to develop. We'll just have to see how it goes. For Nvda, Nvidia is looking more bullish with the double bottom like structure. We'll have to try to break past 136. If we could break that, so this is the first time on the floor where we're trying to break our 50 EMAs. If we break this, we're looking for this imbalance of around 140. So watch to see if that ends up being the case. I think we're doing a fantastic job, and then we'll have to see what happens at least from here. For other factors out there, we happen to have Tesla. Tesla is looking decent. I just want to say that we have to try to base near this support right over here. The issue that we have with Tesla is right here. There's this support right over here around this like 415 area, and then there's also like that 410 zone. So we need to try to hold this area, try to reverse and get back above 438. I do anticipate a little bit of a push that's going to come tomorrow morning, as we do love to push during the mornings. This happened many times, but we'll have to see where we break out from, because we have 438 and 419 is our range. So we'll have to see which way it breaks given those levels. For a few more, we have NQ. This is looking like it wants to reverse. We need to try to get back above 21,800 to really start pushing. Otherwise, we are kind of stuck here. But I do favor some upside for an upper test of the resistance. The QQQ looks more bullish. If we break past 523, we're looking for a bigger push for 525 plus. So I see some potential in it. For others out there, we have the IWM Russell 2000. We have a nice divergence here, and this could be trying to push for 226. So I see potential in that as well. For Coinbase, we look decent. We're going to try to push back up for the 290 area, so please keep that in mind. It is favoring upside. Amazon's looking decent so long as we don't end up losing 223. This is favoring that it wants to go back up to about 229, so it does look a little bit more bullish to me. For Meta looks like it has some potential. This might try to hold above 586 and start pushing for 600, but we need to try to hold support here. If we can't hold 586, we could be dipping back down to about 580. So it all depends if it can hold above that or not. So far, it does show signs it wants to push to 595, but we'll see if it could break past that or not. I do see potential in it nonetheless. For Microsoft, we're range bound between 444 and then 430. We're stuck in the middle going back and forth here. We want to break past 441 to really turn bullish and remain bullish. So we'll see if we break out here. There could be a possible like left shoulder here, head and a right shoulder. If we break this high here, we're looking for this imbalance to fill. So I see potential in this nonetheless. For Google looks more bullish. So long as we don't end up losing 192, we are favoring this imbalance fill for 197. So I see some upside potential in this as we progress. So give this some time. Besides that, guys, that is it for my video. As far as NIO goes, I see some more upside potential. I do favor upside a little bit more because of the good news that came out from NIO Day. But just for confirmation, let's see if we can break past 4.6. If that breaks, we're looking for a bigger push back up for 4.8 or above. With that being said, I thank you all so much for listening. Please have a great rest of your day. I'll be back tomorrow morning before the market opens for another update. Until then, I wish you all the best and peace out.